Are we live? Good morning. How y'all doing today? I know it's been a couple weeks since I've done this, and there's a little housekeeping to attend to. First, let's pop out the chat so that's in there as soon as someone gets in here. Copy. And chat. Properties. And paste. All right, and the chat is live as well. All right, guys. Oh boy, it's been a couple weeks. It's really been a couple weeks. I'm saying that as it's been a long, hard couple weeks. But if you can tell from the background, what's behind me, finally moved. And posted to the Book of Faces. Right, yeah, post. All right, yeah, no, come on. There we go. And let's share that. All right. So, you know, how's everyone doing today? It's been a long couple of days. It's been a long week. So we are back living in Dunmore, and I can't tell you how pleased I am to be, you know, back here. It has been... The last place we were in was a veritable cave. It was just absolutely awful to live in. There were continuous drug deals going on in the back parking lot. Yeah, I need to turn the volume off. Yeah, drug deals in the back parking lot. You know, sometimes the neighbors around us would smoke so much nasty weed that we would be able to smell it in our living room, in our bedrooms. There would always be fights going on, one person or another. You know, just, you know, not really good stuff, you know. And here we're pretty much, you know, in our own place, which is fantastic. And there's no downstairs neighbors. There's a backyard. There's windows in every room. You can see a window over here. It's just so much better. But getting to this point has been a struggle. Ooh, chat's open, so let's go over there. Eileen, good morning. How are we doing today? But thankfully we're moved in. I mean, there's still stuff at the old apartment, and I have to clean it. Let's see, Eileen, OG's PG just had to do a Walmart run for craft supplies like spray paint. PG? Who's PG? Or are you calling yourself a poor girl? But yeah, there's still stuff in the old apartment, and it is... Thankfully, nothing's terrible. You know, it's just, you know, pots and pans and, you know, small odds and ends and a carpet and stuff, and then I have to clean everything. And I have, what, 9 days to do it. So, you know, not terrible, but not ideal. I'll get it done. Peachy, not OG, stupid voice to text. Oh boy. So what are you working on today, Eileen? That you needed emergency spray paint. So the one thing this apartment doesn't have is air conditioning. So that's something that just needs to get fixed at a certain point. But we'll get there. We have one small window unit. We're going to have to get another, maybe a third, just to keep this place, you know, not, you know, killer yucky. But, you know, summer's also on its way out. It's only, what, another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it's going to start getting cooler again. So we'll see. Maybe just one more, and then we'll see from there. Eileen, I ran out of white spray paint mid-prepping tumblers, so I had to go and get more so I can finish prepping, and then I can go ahead and finish all of the tumblers I need to prep them in bulk. Can you walk me through that process? Is that like your primer coat or something for the epoxy that you put on them and all the decals and stuff? Oh boy. You know, it's been hot. How much longer is left in summer? September 22nd. So there's literally 1 month left of summer. So I've been on a huge Neil deGrasse Tyson kick. Star Talk and Cosmic Queries and stuff like that. And if you guys are looking at something to watch to really make you just like really appreciate the world around you, go start watching Neil deGrasse Tyson on Star Talk. Fantastic. Highly recommend. So this last week has been pretty tough. Mick has been off work all week, unfortunately, because Sunday night, she was supposed to work on Monday. On Sunday, she fell down the stairs. I think Friday night was the first night we actually stayed in the apartment. Then we had Saturday, and Sunday night she falls down the stairs. Then on Monday, I come down with some awful food poisoning. So I started off saying that, you know, this was one hell of a week. It was one hell of a week. I don't even know how we managed through this week. Eileen, September 21st is the first day of autumn. Let's see. Eileen, I sand the tumbler due to a protective coat and spray paint it black or white depending upon the base that I need for the design that I'm doing. White is more for wood grain and lighter glitters. And sand, not stand. Kind of figured. Interesting. I wonder. They make some really good silver and chrome spray paints now. I wonder how that would affect things. And I wonder how much that, like if you want to do like a mahogany wood, would you spray paint it like brown then? Like a medium to light brown before putting your wood grain decal on there? Sorry for yawning so much today, guys. I don't know what's going on. Yesterday, I absolutely crashed. Forget what I was doing. But I came in here to sit down for a minute. And then when I woke up, it was like 2.5 hours later. I just fell asleep just right in this chair. And last night I fell asleep on the couch. That's where we have the air conditioner, you know, right in the living room there. We keep the, you know, bedroom doors and stuff open, and I sat down on the couch, and then just like woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. So I guess I needed to sleep. I don't know. My body's still kind of reeling from the food poisoning, but I was able to get a full breakfast and feels like it's staying down now, so that's good. Boy. But we do have some coffee, so we should have some. There's a lot of work that has yet to be done. You can see all the boxes in the background. So while we're moved in, we're not really moved in. Still a lot of unpacking and stuff, which is just the worst. The only thing that's worse than packing is unpacking. Eileen, you can use any color spray paint. I just happen to use white and black just as my bases, but I want to play a little more with spray paints. Cool. You know, if the decals you get, instead of having like a black line for a grain, no, I do it white and then the alcohol inks I had to make the wood grain. I can put a darker base on that and a lighter base, or a lighter than the darker, and you can play around with it and get tons of wood. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you know how you ended up doing it. I just assumed you ended up doing it with like some sort of like a transparent or semi-transparent decal that you put on there. Super cool. That is a whole different wheelhouse than what I have, so my knowledge on that is quite limited. And is your talk to text British? Tons, TONES. Or tones. Lighter Bayshore, a lighter than darker. You can play around with it to get tones of the wood. I guess tones is right. But yeah, so there's just so much work to be done, you know, unpacking everything. However, this is a cool thing. I have an office separate from the kids' room. So this is kind of a bit of an overflow area right now. And you're gonna see it, you know, develop, and I might even do a couple videos on it. But I'm thinking to my left, I'm gonna put a short little work table right over here to do the leather work on. And then I'm thinking back there on that wall, use up that whole corner as another workstation. Get my sewing machine set up there, and then, you know, from above that and going up, I would have the storage. And then the office has its own closet as well for product storage and material storage. So a lot of great things going to be happening soon. It's just a matter of getting around to doing them. And I definitely need to do something with sound in this room. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can definitely hear it. You know, it's just, this whole place is really echoey still. It's because we don't have anything hung up on the walls or anything. But in here specifically, I'm thinking of possibly hanging like a tapestry or something. You know, maybe on the back wall there, and maybe I'll do some above, you know, overhead storage here or something. But on the back wall, and definitely on the thing, on the door coming in, I need to do some soundproofing around that. Jill, good morning. Good morning, Jill. How you doing today? How's Little Bean? How's Alan? I'm pretty sure I have a video on how I do alcohol links on my Facebook page. If not, I'll do one and see if I can post it to Knightsmith. You definitely should. And anytime you do projects and stuff like that, post it to the group. Always post it to the group. I'm going to approve it, first off. Didn't help, I was also driving. I'm home now, so Eileen. But yeah, I need to do soundproofing outside the door and inside the door, right around in there, which is just something that needs to get done. Yeah, every room has windows. There's light in every room, so that's fantastic. I don't have to contend with assholes driving up and down Main Street revving their engines, or, you know, having those ridiculous sound systems in their car that, you know, everyone's glass rattles as they drive past them. I've never understood that, to be honest. Like, it doesn't even sound good. Jill is driving, just picked up Ellie from Grandma's. So I'm guessing this is Alan then. Or is Little Bean started to type in text while she's watching me yet? What else? Yeah, so, you know, Connor has his own room. I have my own office, which all of them need a lot of work. There's a spare room that we're currently sleeping in just because. Yep. So it is Ellie. That's doing all the texting. Awesome. Good job, kiddo. Yeah, right now we're all just sleeping in the spare room just because I haven't gotten around to doing everything. None of the furniture fits upstairs. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But I'll have to figure it out. Wouldn't put it past her. Yo, kids are way smarter than you think. Like crazy smart. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the one thing I need to get for little man's room is like those foam thingies, like the tiles like you see in gyms and like shops and stuff, but they make them for kids, like fun little colors. Let's see if I can pull any up. Half-inch foam. Yeah, you know, they're not even that expensive. What is it? And they make them in so many different colors and stuff. Ooh, that one's cool. Now, can you hear him screaming out in the back? 36 baby puzzle mat play, 12-inch by 12-inch alphabet and numbers EVA foam play mat, $50. It's not bad. But the floors downstairs are all really nice and finished and everything. The floors upstairs not so much, and they're a little creaky. So anti-fatigue mats they're also called. But either way, need to get my hands on a bunch of these. Maybe I'll do letters and numbers. Should be able to finish off his room, I think. Oh, they even make ones that have like a wood grain on them. Cool. All right. And there's one here. Lucky Bear Kids Playmat, 28 piece, 11 by 11. And it has like the letters on it, and then like A, and then it has like an apple and B and a butterfly, C and a car, that sort of thing. That's not too bad. But either way, those stairs upstairs, or the floors upstairs, are kind of creaky. So that's something that needs to get, you know, kind of put down and settled. Ellie has the alphabet ones. Awesome. It's just a lot of small things that need to get attended to. Like I said, Michaela fell down the stairs last week. Stairs really need to get fixed. Landlord is already looking at someone. He already has a contractor just waiting on a quote from him, which is good. I actually ended up going out and buying a really nice level. Actually, it's like $15, $12. It's by Empire. And if you need a level, definitely get this one. This is a 12-inch. I think they make a larger one that's like this. But you have the standard bubble level. And then over here it tells you the amount of pitch within the 12 inches. So what is this? It goes from 0 to half an inch. So I mean, Very nice. Then it has the 45. And then it has a plumb. It has a little V groove for like pipe and small stuff. And it has a slot so you can see through it, you know, if you're doing whatever. Also has a magnet on the back, which is very, very nice. But I had to go out there and check every stair. I had to number every stair and document everything just in case, you know, this had to turn into a lawsuit or something. Because, oh boy, those stairs are a mess. They really are. Yes, but a tapestry will help. A tapestry will be worlds. You know, do a lot of help. I want to put a tapestry over on this wall. And then maybe hang one from that door over there. And then I'll have to do some sort of soundproofing something at the door itself. Little things, but there's a lot of little things that get done, but they're all little things. Like those foam mats upstairs, I need to assemble the beds, our bed and Connor's bed. But all the big furniture is in now, which is nice. So yeah, it's just, you know, a matter of time until it's all done and taken care of. But yeah, we're on a dead end. There's a porch. We have a private porch. We have our own laundry. There's a little backyard with a fire pit. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So Eileen, this means you need to come visit soon. I'd like to get a lot of use out of that fire pit in this later in this summer and in this fall, because I've been dying to have a night where I can sit out by a fire pit with a beer and a pipe and a couple good friends and just let the night pass. But yeah, just a lot of small things, and unpacking, a lot of unpacking. But, you know, having this office will allow me to work at night, which means my hours for my regular job will improve. I'm sure my boss will be happy about that, because I can start working at night now while Connor's sleeping. And I can also start working on Knightsmith stuff again on a regular basis. So it's not just going to be coffee, you know, these live streams and the occasional, you know, 2-minute clip from the shop. It'll actually be produced videos again, which I've been dying to get back into, but you know, I haven't had the time. Or the place or ability to do them for anything considerable. So with all that said, there's future stuff that I need to address. Not this year. I don't have time for it this year with moving and catching up and building up stock. Next year, I want to get back into the craft fair circuit. Well, get into the craft fair circuit, I guess. Just so I can start getting my name out there and start producing things. So I want to have I want to get a big stock of items, and I think the in-person gimmick, because you need to have something that you're doing there all day, would be custom belts on the spot. So I have a bunch of belt blanks there and a bunch of different hardware, and I'll just be able to sit down and pop, 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 pop. Here's a belt, $50. Pop, 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 pop. Here's a belt, $50, or whatever it turns out to be. October 15th through the 19th we'll be in town. Awesome. Well, we all need to get together one of those days or one of those nights. I'm so excited to see you guys. You have no idea. Man, he's not having a good time out there. I also, there's enough, this is just kind of a personal thing. We rented a cabin in Promised Land. No idea where that is. But that's what Google's for. I'll actually be able to start practicing my cello again. Which is pretty awesome. That little man is not having a good time of things right now. Oh well. Connor! But, you know, yeah. So things are getting good. Things are, you know, starting to get back on track with where we were and where everything's supposed to be. He's starting to get into his terrible twos, so that's gotta be fun. Whatever. When you're all settled in, Jill would like to talk to you about the loom. Awesome, because that's actually the next thing on my docket. I'll probably get that done, or I'll probably start getting back to the shop this weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. I just have to make sure I have all my stuff out of the old apartment, so not fun. So anytime at all this week, Jill, hit me up and we will get together and talk about stuff. Don't worry, 3 doesn't look any better. I don't know what that means. But yeah, once we start getting things hung up in here, it'll start looking nicer and feeling nicer, and you know, hopefully as we get that other things get hung up and things start getting cooler a little bit, you know, everything will start, you know, working nicer and feeling nicer in here. It is starting to get warm in here, so I don't know what I can do to keep things, you know, get things any cooler in here. Maybe get, like, you know, some ice, a little fan and a little duct to come up and blow across my face. Maybe that'll help cool things off. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out, I guess. But yeah, once we start, you know, getting tapestries and getting things hung up, life will start looking nice. Get some rugs in here. I don't know if I want a rug in this room or not, though. Maybe I do. I also need to find some way to isolate the work table I'm going to put here from any other noise, you know, like pounding and stuff when I'm doing like leather tooling and stuff, and popping in stitch holes. I think I'm definitely got to put some strips of foam across the back of it, just to, you know, keep it from, you know, smashing into the wall and hurting the wall here. But underneath, like, no one's living underneath us right now. We're on the second and third floor. But when people do, I don't want to, midnight tapping away. I don't want them to freak out or anything. So, gonna have to figure something out for that. But I don't think it'll be too hard. I'm thinking about taking this marble or granite or whatever this is and actually insetting it into the table. Because, you know, tooling up here is kind of hard. And then, you know, down on the regular thing won't be bad. The foam tiles you want for Connor's room will help with that. It should. Maybe if I bulk out the base of the feet on the legs and then put foam tiles underneath that so it, you know, kind of spreads it out as much as possible. That'll probably be the best way, I think, of handling that, maybe. I know my friend Mike has a bunch of, he has access to a bunch of granite that he wants to give me, so that might even, you know, this might even become, you know, mostly a granite tile, or mostly a granite counter. Man, that would be heavy. But if it's thick granite on top of wood that's isolated from the walls and then isolated from the floor, that might actually make a pretty nice work surface. It's a good idea, Eileen. I suppose if I put one of those foam blocks underneath the granite itself too, that'll help a lot. And right now I have this, you know, rubber pad that I'm using. And it works. Not super well, but it works. Yeah, so I think if I start insetting things like into the table itself, just to keep everything nice and flat, so I can start working on, you know, larger, longer pieces without having to worry about, you know, distortions around, going around, you know, up and over things. That'll work pretty nice. Work pretty good. But this place, even though there's just junk everywhere right now, in boxes and everything, it feels way more like home than our old place did. It feels almost like a house because there's separation, there's isolations, you know, isolation from room to room. There's a little bit of privacy. You can get away from each other a little bit. Plus, you have your own. We have our own laundry. The laundry room is separate from everything else. There's a living room and a dining room which are separate, which is separate from the kitchen. It feels really nice here. And the neighbors, you know, it's on a quiet street. You know, everyone has relatively nicely manicured places. It's very nice. I cannot wait to get a grill either, so I can start grilling. But Just going to be a very, very nice, comfortable place, I think. So far, the only thing I can take umbrage with is the staircase. I need to trim this up again. What do you think? It's starting to get a little raggedy around the edges. Yeah, once we get everything in here, life is going to be nice, guys. You're going to be seeing a lot more of my face. So, you know, tooling up for the craft fair circuit, and hopefully getting into First Fridays with some of my more adventurous projects. One of my first projects, and I actually have it right next to me, is something that I'm a real fan of. It needs refinement, but I did this when I was first living in Dunmore, actually. So even though it needs more refinement, and I haven't really touched it since then, I still think it's a really cool product. And all this is a cello stand. So, you know, this curve here needs to get refined a little bit more, a little bit better. I mean, all the curves need to get refined a little bit nicer. And this bottom piece for the end pin needs to get fixed. But the whole thought behind this is with this slight back set here, and the way this is, you know, the way this is all cut out here, it was to cradle the bottom of the cello on both sides and allow the end pin to float freely. So the idea was, you know, somewhere that you could set the cello without stressing the neck. Almost every cello stand or guitar stand or anything I've seen, is kind of leaning on one side and then leaning on the neck, which seems like it causes a lot of undue stress, and it's very easy to, you know, set it down and then let it fall that 3 inches or whatever. It's not doing a whole lot, but it's shocking the whole system a little bit every time. And, you know, over the lifetime of an instrument, that could be quite significant. So that's why I developed this guy here. And I think that's one thing I want to, you know, one product I want to flesh out a little bit more and make it just a little bit nicer. You know, fix those curves so it sits a little bit nicer, you know, in the cradle system itself. Maybe I actually take the time and do a couple dedicated videos on it, on how I figure this all out. And as I refine it, I could also, you know, make it a little bit more pretty too. And then, you know, you'd want to get some something cushiony where it accepts the instrument, either felt or foam. I have some nice 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch foam up there, which, you know, nice black foam, so it really, you know, if you stain this a dark color, it'll really fit in, won't stand out too much, still be easy to access everything, and, you know, if you need to replace it. I think I want to do better joinery than just a couple screws. Maybe some through mortises with some pegs. Either way, just something that, you know, looks a little bit more elegant. But for a first run, what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago? About 6 years ago, that's not too bad. So, you know, there's a lot of small things that have to get done, but I want to get into the craft fair business. I want to get into, you know, doing the First Friday thing. And so this winter, you're going to see me tooling up for that whole process. And I want to make 10 or so of everything, at least. 10 of every leather good. At least 10 or 15, maybe 20 of every type of cutting board. Because those are easier to bulk out. There's no sewing or anything. It's just, cut, glue, sand, cut, glue, sand, cut, glue, sand. With the more complex ones, I already have the small ones, batched out. I have 15 or 20 of those left. Have a bunch of beard balm. And I think as I go into the future, I want to limit myself to 3 or 4 big projects per year. So, and I want to space them out so they're 1 per quarter. The last couple times I was at the shop, I did the king size 4-poster bed, and then immediately turned around and did the giant Jenga, the giant Connect 4, and the cornhole. And that was just always too much all at once. Just one after the other. And there wasn't enough time in between each, the projects. I only had a couple days. So I actually ended up hurting my shoulder pretty bad on the king size bed. And then I didn't have any time to rest or recover, and it's still bothering me before going right back to the shop. So and I'm sure the shop is now completely overgrown with vegetation again. So just a lot of small things, and I want to finish that outdoor space at the shop too. So as for the shop, clean all the vegetation, finish the outdoor space, do the electricity, so I can get the walls furred out and everything. And once I have the walls furred out, I can get the forge in place, and then I will be officially open for business about a year later after starting in on that place. But that's just kind of how these things go, I suppose. So I think I'm going to be getting off here for in a minute. And before I do, I really need to thank my sponsors over at patreon.com. My patrons, they keep Knightsmith running when I don't have enough time to put out, start continuously putting out product. And they are really the unsung heroes of Knightsmith. They allow me to, get new materials on a regular basis. They've helped me pay rent before. They've helped me buy, supplies to feed and clothe my child. So guys, I really couldn't, thank you so much. I really couldn't have done any of this without you. And if you would like to support the show, even at just $1, go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith. And really, every dollar makes a huge difference. It sounds kind of corny. It's like, only 35 cents a day and you can feed a starving child in Africa. Yeah, but, $1 a month really does help Knightsmith. It helps me, pay for things, helps me pay for Connor, helps me, pay rent, put gas in my car, get materials. It really does make a big difference. Well, that went down a little rough. So yeah, I absolutely love my patrons. They are amazing people, and they ask for like nothing in return. And I couldn't be more grateful to them. What else? So yeah, big things are coming. Big things are in the process of happening, and we're getting there, guys. So, you know, content should be coming out again soon. Ooh, also, the YouTube channel Knightsmith just hit 550 subscribers. How awesome is that? Like, it's 550 people who want to watch me. That's insane. I just wish they would all tune in for a live stream or go over to Patreon. But I have to do these shameless plugs every now and then, just so that I can, you know, keep paying the bills. But this is getting so close to exploding, guys. It's time to start getting really excited. This is the time to get excited. Things have been dormant for so long that it's been painful. And it's good to, you know, start seeing momentum and gains on, you know, on all fronts. So I think we're going to end it here. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking in there with me. I know I didn't have a whole lot this week. I think next week, or this interim time, I'm going to start doing, you know, how I did those Knightsmith answers or whatever when I was driving in my car. I was advised to stop doing that. I think we're going to start doing that again, but, you know, transfer that to the live stream, because that seemed to work pretty well, and I got a good amount of views on them. And it got some actual like engagement and a reason for people to watch, because I'm answering your questions. So, in the comment section down below, not in the live chat, but in the comment section, or over on the Knightsmith page on Facebook, you know, put up a couple questions that you want me to answer. And that way, you know, life will get a little bit easier, a little bit faster, and I think it'll be a little bit more fun. So guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. So thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time. And I'll see you next week. Take care.